Hello and welcome back to another episode of Toy Therapy. I'm your host, the Toy Therapist, aka Matthew Grant, and today I'm going to do my first TFN video. There's been quite a few people that's launched into the fray for many months, like Soundwave SG1, the Airlift 82, TFN Nosy. There's quite a few people I've been watching. I've been watching their videos and haven't had the chance to really sort of do one until now, and we're really close now to TF Nation because it is literally just right round the corner. So I've been asked by Airlift 82 was talking last night about the challenge, the May challenge. Yes, May was a few months ago. Like I say, I didn't know the challenge was there, and so I do apologise if I'm late to the party. So I am going to be doing like two parts to this video. So one of the main questions and why I'm looking to buy at the convention as well. So at the moment, so we're going to get into the question, okay? And I do apologise that I haven't been able to do my video. It's just with my phone being in the shop being repaired, it was just literally a bit of a nightmare. So that is the reason why I haven't had a chance to do one until now. So let me get into it, okay? Let me just jump into the fray. So the question is, okay, biggest misconceptions, fears about attending the convention, meets, comic conventions, and how did you overcome them? Well, I've been to a lot of conventions. So let me just go through it at the moment. I mean, for me one of my first conventions I went to was the Birmingham MCM, or Memorabilia, was my first convention, that really sort of big convention. And at the time, it was still in its infancy stages. Done some small conventions and things like doing trading. Not really going as a punter. I've only been to a punter a handful of times. And going with different groups of people that I've known over the good few years. So doing the convention. But when my friend had a shop and he needed help and so on, I said, "Oh, come on, give you a hand." I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know I know what the comic convention was about roughly, but I didn't know exactly what to expect. So I just jumped in, literally not really knowing. And because of the like-minded people, I really didn't have any misconceptions, if I'm honest with you. So I jumped in feet first, and then just got on with it. I was going through a bit of a bad time in my life at the time, and my friend at Fish for Comics, which is no longer trading now, he really brought me out my shell, and if it weren't for him, I wouldn't be where I am now, doing videos on YouTube as well. So give me that confidence. So fears really for me was, did I actually belong there? For me was, and I can answer that question back then, was yes, because I'm into my comics, I'm into my action figures, I'm into my adult collecting, I'm into meeting guests and things like that. So I was, how can I say, just doing those little small conventions built me up and got myself ready for the big convention. So yes, so those were my fears. It was more like fitting in was one of the main problems. Attending comic conventions, or attending conventions like this. Okay, my first convention I went to, which is a single convention, was Auto Assembly. A friend of mine was one of the guests there. He was one of the artists, Simon Williams. We all know Simon Williams. He's a phenomenal artist, and he's been one of my best friends for many years. He was one that convinced me to go along, and when I couldn't go along, because I had problems with the cart, I couldn't go. And I regretted it, but the first time I went to go was a bit of a last minute decision because I wasn't sure I was able to afford it, and I booked my hotel about 10 miles away, so I had to catch a taxi or a bus, whatever, to get into the main centre. So that wasn't too bad, but I kind of wish I booked at the hotel itself. I had an absolute blast. Like I said, my main misconception of that was I didn't know many people. I didn't know hardly anyone. I went in there knowing like a small handful of people, like Sam Williams, Kat Cardy, or Kat Nicholson at the time, and Jason Cardy. Those were the main people I really kind of knew. Then I met some good friends along the way of going through AA, like Sound SG1, my good friend Chris Evans, another friend of mine, Ian Pyatt, N82. And then once I got to TF Nation, that's when I was feeling I was more part of the community. getting towards the end of AA and then going to TF Nation, I was more into the community, so my misconceptions all went. Like I said, I was a bit nervous on the first one I went to because I was going as pretty much on my own. I had no one really to hang out with, really. So that was my real big thing. And if you're going to go alone, I wouldn't recommend go on your own on your first time. Try and buddy up with someone, and that's one of my tips that I would say with going to these conventions. Don't try and go alone, because for a while it can be a bit boring on your own, unless you like your own company and you want to come and go as you please. But to get the full experience, in my opinion, is talking with other people, talking about your same sort of interests and collecting habits, things like that. So I would really recommend going with a friend. Okay, so how do I overcome them? Well, I use the community to help me get over over my fears and misconceptions. I use them and I use them as a way of making friends and using that to not to build a name for myself, but just get myself involved in the social elements, because conventions is all about not just buying the toys or meeting the guests, it's the social aspect. Okay, I mean, everybody can go to a convention and buy a print, everybody can go there and get an autograph or buy a figure, you know, that's easy. But it's plucking the courage up to get involved with the community. That's the real part of these conventions, especially TFN and along with AA. It was always built around the fandom and always built around the social element, okay? Because a lot of these people, me included, we got friends far and wide, and we don't get a chance to see each other on a day-to-day basis. There's always Facebook, there's always Skype, there's always Facebook Messenger and things like that. So you keep it connected, okay? But there's nothing better than just actually be able to, someone you can just reach, shake their hand, you know, or give them a hug, whatever, depending how far you want to go, okay? It's always good to have that real interaction, something tangible, okay? I haven't really been to many meets. I always keep on missing the one in April, I think it is. April, and there's another one as well for the TFN meet, sorry. Because the TFN meet, and that has always been a bit of an issue for me, because it's always bad timing for me, and my partner lives in Wiltshire, so most of my weekends I'm down with her, I want to spend time with her, because during the week we don't really see each other, very, very little. So my priorities sort of changed with a lot of things, with the conventions and so on. I'm trying to cut back on conventions, but I am going to a brand new convention that me and my partner have never been to, but we are fans of the style and so on. My girlfriend's more of a bigger steampunk fan than I am. I'm starting to get into steampunk, and I'm building a costume that's very, very basic, and that's going to be I'm going to use that as my platform and build on that. So that's what I'm going to try and do. But at the moment, I am a bit worried. But the thing is as well, though, by going to other conventions like London Film and Comic Con, which I don't go to very often, but MCM I go to a lot because I prefer that show, and some local shows, I've gone to know a few local dealers in around my area and whatnot, and they are big steampunk fans as well. So they do a lot of leather, a lot of pistols, loads of things like drinking horns and things like that. So I will have someone there that I know I can talk to as well. And I know the past few years, going to MCM in London and in Birmingham, there's always a steampunk corner there, and they're such lovely people, really, really, really nice. And so hence the reason why I'm going. I bought it as a present for my partner, and we're going to try it out. I'm a bit more excited than she is. I think she'll be very much excited when she gets there, I hope. But that's the thing though as well, it's all about getting to know your social circles. It's very key with any convention. Know those social circles, be a part of those social circles, get involved in those circles as well. Will only make your life, when you go to a convention, if you go on your own or with a friend or a buddy or a group, makes it a bit more easier as well. So that's my tip really. It's all about the social element. Every convention's got a really strong social element to it, okay? Pick and choose your social circles wisely, because when you're going to come to these sort of conventions, you are going to have a clash. You have an online clash, or you're going to have a personal clash. And there's a few friends of mine within the Transformers fandom. There's been a few clashes which have been resolved really easily and really good, which is very, very good. Like till all are one, but that is something which is really important. It's a social element. So get involved with that, and that is my major tip. Okay. There's been other videos been floating around. There's been a survival's guide and so on, and I was thinking about doing something like that, but that was done before I could do it. So I'm just going to speak about what I'm looking forward to at TFN this year. One of the main things is on my lists that I'm really looking forward to is attending the Stan Bush concert. I love the movie soundtrack for Transformers the movie. I love it with a passion. I got it on my MP3 player in a car, and now and again I will put it on. But when I do that trip up to Birmingham, it'd be one of the first things I put on, or if not mid-journey once I'm getting closer. So that is always become a bit of a staple for me. So hopefully I know I will have a good time on that show. Guest-wise, yes, the guests are given. There's some really good guests there lined up. But for me, it's going to be Sam Bush is my main one that I can't wait to go meet. And the panels, the fan panels as well, because Friday will have quite a lot of fan panels which are going to be driven by the community. And like I say, I couldn't stress earlier on my last point in my tip is the social circles. Get involved with the social circles can make your life so much more easier, and you can make friends so easy, so quickly, because no one's going to judge you. No one's going to judge you if you like Armada or Jeep or anything. At the end of the day, though, it is one brand. And if you get people that like certain brands, yeah, brilliant. It gives you something to talk about. And sometimes as well, you can have a good discussion with what TV shows you might want to watch and so on. And they can recommend and things like that, which is good. So my shopping list this year, there's only a couple of things I really am after. I got most of the figures I really want, but it's mainly new stuff I keep my eyes open for. What I'm looking forward to get, it'll be Sunstreaker. That'll be something that's on my list. Fan toys, Phoenix. I'm after that if I can. Or even make toys, a visualizer, or is a KFC spotter. One of those. That is pretty much my shopping list, really. If In-Demand Toys have got any sort of Marvel stuff, I might have a look to see if you've got any Marvel figures at the Dell pack of Luke Cage and Claire Temple, because I might ask Nick, can you bring one down for me, and I can have a look at it in my hand, and if I like it, I'm just going to pick it up. So there'll be that there. But at the moment, I'm not really looking to spend too much money if I can. I know my list is going to be quite expensive, but if I get one or two things, I'm happy, because the main thing I'm looking forward to is having fun. Excuse me, it's a bit warm at the moment today, so I'm feeling a bit tired. I just come back from a christening, so I'm a little bit tired today. And then the weekend after, I've got my steampunk convention in Lincoln, so I got to be really careful with money that month, and hopefully, by that time anyway, it will be my payday as well, so I should be fine for money. It's on the payday, on the bank holiday weekend, so I should be okay for money, he says. But yes, that's pretty much my video of TF Nation. I will do a video of the schedule once that comes up, and I'll put on it what I'm most looking forward to. So that'll be a bit of fun as well. And I know they'll do the play of the words again like I did last year, because that did make me chuckle at the moment. But once I get there, if you see me around and you watch my channel, just come up and say hello. Even those newbies who may watch this channel or thought about going to TF Nation and going to come, if you see me there, give me a shout as well. We can have a bit of a chat or something like that. Or if you're struggling, and you don't want to be on your own, whatever, give me a shout and I'll sit with you for a bit. We'll have a bit of a chat over a cold beer or soft drink, whatever is your preference, and we can talk about the fandom if you're up for it. Or even any other fandom. It doesn't have to be Transformers, about anything that you want to talk about. But yes, so hit me up, and it'd be good to see you, and it'd be good to see you in the flesh, and not just typing on my the comment section. But anyway, just get in contact with me either way. Okay, so this is Toy Therapy signing out until next time. Next video I am going to do a toy review and a movie review as well, so I got to sort that out very shortly. So this is me signing out until next time. So this is Toy Therapy signing out, and I'll see you guys and girls later. Take care. Bye bye.